Hello, high schoolers. This is Skill Builder 6. Thanks for watching. I hope you all are having a great day. We're going to start really quick by talking about your homework in the sight reading book. It's exercise number 12. And we won't really look at it here, but I do want to draw your attention to the fact that the key signature does change in the middle of the exercise. So that means that you have to change your finger patterns on each string depending on the new notes in the key signature. But we're going to move on from that and take out our vibrato worksheet. At the top it says Roman numeral 3, the developing vibrato. And many of you at this point have developed at least a basic version of vibrato. Let me show you what we are looking for when we look for vibrato in a string player. So all of those exercises that we've been doing are leading us up to be ready to do vibrato. They each have a little component that's important as you are doing vibrato. So the first thing is your thumb is going to stay. You know, we've done those exercises before where we move up and down and then we park our thumb. Your thumb stays where it is supposed to be when you're doing vibrato. It doesn't move with you. So either here for violin, viola, or here for cello, bass. So your thumb stays and you don't take your thumb off. I've seen some people trying to take their thumb off to do vibrato. It needs to stay where it's supposed to be. You also cannot have any other part of your hand other than your fingertip touching the instrument. And so especially for violins and violas, a lot of times we have this part of our hand touching the neck, which is okay when you're not doing vibrato, but when you are, you need to pull that part of your hand away. And the last thing is that your fingertip needs to stay pressed down on the string. We did that with this, I think they were called sticky taps last week, where you had that imaginary super glue and then you pulled. And so a basic vibrato, what you're looking for is that your finger is staying in the spot where it needs to be, but then you are pulling it back and forth, which is slightly changing the contact point. So my finger is staying pressed down, but I'm pulling it back and forth, which is changing the part of the fingertip that's touching the string. My thumb is staying where it's supposed to be, and I'm not touching anywhere with the rest of my hand. The easiest fingers to do vibrato with are 2 and 3, so start by working on those, then add in 1, and then lastly add in your pinky, add in 4. So I know 4 is absolutely the hardest one, and honestly even I struggle with that still. So focus on 2 and 3, then 1, and then 4. I've been told that there are not enough jokes in these videos, and so I'm going to jump in to talk about the greatest joke of all, just how old I am. I have a list of 10 things that I am older than, and I'm going to go through them right now. First of all, I am older than the movie The Lion King. That was top of the line animation when I was a kid, and it came out after I was born. I am also older than the PlayStation, like the original PlayStation, the gray one, and I still have a PlayStation and I love it. And I'm older than the Nintendo 64. I'm older than DVDs by 3 years. And I'm older than the iPhone, although you do have to give me some credit because I am younger than texting by 1 year. You may have seen foods that are labeled non-GMO. Well, when I was born, all foods were non-GMO because I am older than GMOs. I'm older than USB cables, and I'm older than Napster. And I'm guessing you are all so young that you have no idea what Napster even is. This is our vibrato book. You have seen the pictures in this book and how old they look. I am significantly older than this book. And before I tell you the last one, I want you to remember that with age comes wisdom because I am older than Google. As you look at the worksheet, there are several exercises. I only am going to ask you to do 17 and 19 this week. But you'll notice something that makes these extra challenging, which is that most of them are not in first position. It actually is a little bit easier to do vibrato when you are shifted, when you're higher up the neck of your instrument. And so they have asked you to shift. And so you have to be really careful when you're looking at these that you don't just play the notes, but that you look at the finger numbers above the notes because that will indicate what position you need to be in. So this is also an excellent review for shifting. If you take a look at number 17, and I'm not going to play this one with you because it's actually like an orchestra ensemble piece, and so everyone has a different part. But violins and violas, you start in third position with your third finger on the D string in third position, okay? And let me see if you ever shift back. I have the book here, so I have to turn my page, but I know you guys won't have to. No, you stay up in third position the whole time. Cellos, You also start in third position with your first finger on G on the D string. So third position for you guys as well. And it looks like you don't, you have a little shift in measure 9. You have to go to fourth position with A, first finger on A. And then bass, you start in third position as well, first finger on G on the D string. Okay, so be looking out, making sure you are following the shifting. So like I just said, cello, bass, you have to shift back and forth sometimes, but violin, viola, you stay in third the whole time. And for violins, violas, it'll be the 3-4 finger pattern, for those of you wondering about finger pattern. So go through this, make sure you're playing the correct notes in third position, but then adding in the vibrato for those half notes. That would be a good time to try it. Don't worry about the quarter notes if you don't have that down yet, but see if for at least some of the half notes you can get the vibrato. So if I was a violin or a viola, I would play like this. And it says right under the title, this is surely the saddest song ever written in a major key. So use your widest, wobbliest, saddest vibrato. So you can really move that hand, get a nice wide vibrato. If you don't know the lyrics to the song Go Tell Aunt Rhody, you should go look them up because they actually are really sad, and it's surprising that this is a kid's song and it's on all sorts of things. This song actually was played by the ice cream truck that used to go around Peru several years ago. So it's funny that such a sad song has been used for a lot of happy things. But that's number 17. Let's move on to number 19, which I will play for you because we all have the same melody. So again, we are shifted. Think about how you play that note. Everyone has a G to start. Think about how would you play that on your instrument, and look through and see if you have any shifts. Again, violin, viola, you're just in third position the whole time. You don't have to shift. But cello, bass, you do have some shifting that you have to do. This is a song that I'm going to guess most of you played in elementary school. You probably heard it by the title French Folk Song. It's a very popular song that beginning students play, and even if you haven't played it, you may have heard it before. I'm going to play it for you. You can play along with me at home if you'd like, but this is just so you can get it in your ear, see what it's supposed to sound like. And then I definitely think that everyone here can try the vibrato on the dotted half notes, on the 3-beat notes. If that's all you do, that's okay. But if you can get it on other notes too, that is awesome as well. Now I told you I struggle with my 4th finger pinky vibrato. I'm going to try it here. So I'm going to get myself in third position with my 3-4 finger pattern, 4 fingers down for G, and I'm going to play through number 19. So here we go. So when you're playing this, try to get vibrato on every note, but a minimum is that everyone should be able to get vibrato on the dotted half notes. Even if your vibrato is really basic at this point, like this, right? Like those sticky taps we did, do that motion when you get to the dotted half notes. Okay, you guys are doing such a great job. I am so impressed by the number of people who have already learned vibrato, and we are going to keep working on this until we all have it. So everyone have a great day. I will see you in class.